Hey there, future Noah. This is Noah from quite a long time in the past, at the end of my 2018 calendar year, or roughly near there, but more importantly, at the very tail end of my first fall quarter here at DU, and it's quite exciting. And I had an assignment in order to pass my first year seminar, which involved doing this reflection video, so I thought a good idea would be to reflect on a lot of things that we covered in class, and that way we can look at some of the changes that I have had since a couple months ago to now, and that way in the future I'm able to reflect on what I believe currently. And so I want to start with the idea of a utopia, as that was the main concept in the course. And really, what I've taken away from the course is that a utopia is truly nothing special, but it's nowhere on the planet currently. I think a utopia is where the most amount of people possible are the happiest that they can be. And so obviously there's not going to be found anywhere on the planet. Obviously some countries are closer than others. But I think that a lot of times we get suckered into this idea, especially with like our economic systems and other measures of success. We get suckered into the idea that growing our GDP and growing our wealth or our income are some of the biggest things that will make us most happy as a nation. You're most successful if you have a huge GDP. And what we found is people are not more happy when they get bigger incomes, and they're not more happy when they have a bigger GDP. It doesn't really mean a whole bunch to anyone. And that's really something that, I took away from this class is just having more everything doesn't necessarily make you happier, and it doesn't make your society any more utopian. And so a lot of times our economic systems are so based in let's just grow everything we can that we kind of look over like, well, why did we industrialize? Why do we continue our research in science and all that? It's not to make stuff bigger, it's to be as happy as we can. And I think a lot of times we miss that point. And in addition to that, I feel like in our pursuit of growth, a lot of times we end up forgetting about everything else, and some of the things that can make us happiest, we choose to conveniently ignore in favor of growing things as big as possible. And a lot of those that we touched on in the class, and the majority of the class is talking about how in favor of this growth, we choose to just neglect our environmental systems and our ecological systems, and we really don't do much good for those, and we don't protect them like we should be, and time is running out very quickly on how we're going to save ourselves and save our planet. And currently we don't really have much of a solution. There are plenty of ideas thrown around, but nobody seems to be willing to do anything regarding this, and so that's very unfortunate for all of humanity right now, and I think that's really sad, and hopefully we're able to change it, and hopefully in the future you start to see some of those changes. Currently I'm not seeing much changes, and those changes that are happening are very small or not a huge movement regardless. In regards to the future, I'd kind of like to shift the idea here a little bit of this video, the focus, to where I'm at individually right now. And currently, I'm still planning on being a finance and international business double major. It's quite the challenge already, working to get everything into my schedule. But I'm happy with it so far. But this kind of ties in with the final thing I want to talk about is the future and where I plan to go and how I'm feeling about everything. And currently, I'm not convinced I want to work a 9-to-5 job. I don't know what I would be contributing to society really if I did that. I feel like I could be so much more for so many more people than just sitting behind a desk and working. And I'm looking at my majors, and I have this finance major that would get me a career in some finance industry, possibly corporate finance, or working for a finance firm or some major Wall Street bank, or doing something with stocks. And those are interesting, but it's not where I'm real interested in, and the international aspect of the international business is a step in the right direction, because I think international finance would be a lot more fun than just domestic finance. Maybe that'll change in the next 4 years. But currently, I'm looking at it and I don't really know what my plans are because I'm not convinced that I want to continue to work towards doing a 9 to 5 job for the rest of my life. And I have all these ideas I want to do, and I have these ideas I want to pursue, and really that's what I'm looking at trying to do now is how am I going to provide myself with the happiest future, right? That's what a utopia is, and I want to build my own little personal future, and so to do that, I need to find what makes me happiest, and currently I do not believe in sitting behind a desk doing nothing for nobody other than my boss running reports. So that's kind of where I'm standing at an academic and career standpoint. In addition to that, I'm very excited because I'm getting much deeper involved in DU, and that's through making many friends that are from all sorts of different backgrounds and makeups and all that. Through my classes, my FSUM has quite a diverse group of individuals. I find those same levels of diversity across campus, and so that's very interesting, and I find that very fun, and it's really exciting to get even more involved into my campus. And, hopefully I continue to keep that involvement, and next time you see this, you'll be able to reflect back and be like, yeah, I agree that we stayed involved and it stayed exciting. And hopefully, a lot of the things in the class, a lot of the subjects we've talked about are kind of getting worked back, and they're being able to be built upon, and the environment that we're in is constantly improving because that's what I hope for, and I am apparently one of the few individuals in my class who are still optimistic about the future. Hopefully I remain that way, and hopefully we're able to help everyone else work towards a better cause. I'll see you on the other side.